I know that you are already tired of the daily cycle of your life, like starting your day holding your cell phone right away, eating your breakfast, attending your online class, and doing your school activities. And the day will end when the last thing that you will touch is your phone again and again. But have you ever wondered if your phones can cause you cancer? Good day, everyone. This presentation is intended for my English project entitled The Great Pretender, and I'll be discussing to you the topic regarding our consciousness and usage of modern technology. But for now, we were going to talk about the effects or risks of phones in our body. In this presentation, we were going to talk and also answer the question, do cell phones can really cause brain cancer? So to start, let me first impart to you the claim of the author in the video that I've watched about this topic. The author's claim. The author claimed that it is true that cell phone can cause brain cancer. And here are the evidences that he stated. The author's evidences. His first evidence is that after 896 hours of using our phone, the risk of brain cancer tripled. And that is the equivalent of 5 years at 30 minutes a day of cell phone usage. Second, he said who have used cell phones heavily for a decade have a doubled risk of brain tumor. And teenagers who begin heavy cell phone use have between 4 to 5 times risk of having a brain tumors by their late 20s. And lastly, he said that his surgeon's friends tell him that the case of their tumor removal surgeries where people typically have their cell phones, assuming that cell phones can really cause cancers or tumor. But based on the author's provided evidences, it is very clear that his evidences is not sufficient enough to validate his claim. Given that, I strongly oppose his claim. So, to support my claim that there is no 100% risk of having a brain tumor in using our cell phone, I will present to you my gathered evidences and some related literatures about this topic. But before we dive deeply, let us first know what type of radiation do cell phones use. Cell phones emit low levels of non-ionizing radiation when in use. The type of radiation emitted by cell phones is also referred to as radiofrequency energy. As stated by National Cancer Institute, there is currently no consistent evidence that non-ionizing radiation increases cancer risk in humans. The only consistently recognized biological effect of radiofrequency radiation in humans is heating. So now, if we said that the only consistent recognized biological effect of radiofrequency radiation in humans is heating, so the next question that we need to answer here is that, is there any difference effect in a short and long period of time of using cell phone? Well, based on the research studies that I've found, in short-term exposure to phones, the results said that the most of the energy emitted by the phones is being absorbed by the skin and other superficial tissue, resulting in negligible temperature rise in the brain or even in any other organs of the body. But research does not suggest any consistent evidence of adverse health effects from exposure to radiofrequency fields at short period of time. While, in the other hand, for the long-term exposure, the international pooled analysis of data gathered from 13 participating countries found no increase of glioma or meningioma, a types of a brain tumor, with mobile phones use of more than 10 years. So overall, there is no significant relationship between the duration of using the phones and having a risk of brain tumor. So now, if there is no significant relationship between the duration of time of using a cell phone and having a risk of brain tumor, let us check now if there is a change in central nervous system's cancer rate during the time when cell phone use increased. All studies state that from the past several decades, central nervous system cancers has no consistent change, meaning people probably did not develop cancer from using their cell phones because the cancer rate and the cell phone user is not directly proportional. To make my claim more credible, here are the statements by different expert organizations about the cancer risk from cell phone use. First, the American Cancer Society cell phones page states that it is not clear at this time that RF or radio frequency waves from cell phones cause dangerous health effects in people, but studies now being done should give a clearer picture of the possible health effects in the future. Next is the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences states that the weight of the current scientific evidence has not conclusively linked cell phones use with any adverse health problems, but more research is needed. The Federal Communication Commission also concludes that currently no scientific evidence establishes a definite link between wireless device use and cancer or other illnesses. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states that no scientific evidences definitively answers whether cell phones use cause cancer. And lastly, in 2015, the European Commission Scientific Committee on Emerging and Newly Identified Health Risks concluded that, overall, the epidemiologic studies on cell phone radiofrequency electromagnetic radiation exposures do not show an increased risk of brain tumors. To sum it up, this video claims that research studies does not give a strong evidence to say that phone can or cannot cause brain cancer or tumor or to damage our DNAs. And lastly, I'd like to say that this topic is not just about our health, but it also tells us that our generation is being confined by technology or virtual reality. Thus, we must not let ourselves be a prisoner of this modern technology. Yes, it is indeed that mobile phones are amazing, but remember, not as our life. But before I end up this video, I'd like to ask you about your position or take about this video. Is it a fact or a bluff? And that's all. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.